Hello YouTube, this is Bismarck. Once again, I am making my first vlog. I've never made one of these things before, or even a blog. Those intended to be part of a series of vlogs. This is, I call it Chapter 1 if you want to. I am conducting an experiment in my life. There are many things in the dominant culture which dissatisfy me, and I'm thinking of, other... Today, in these days, there are more and more people are searching for a stronger sense of community, a stronger connection to community, a stronger connection to life itself, more authentic experience, more authentic meaning in their life than the usual sources of community and meaning and so on provided by the dominant culture. And different people have found different solutions to these things. Some people are living in eco-villages. Some people actually have really, really awesome really awesome careers lined up. Careers that didn't exist 50 years ago or 100 years ago. Well, and if you have a job that you really believe in, that you really passionately care for, then I love you. That's awesome. Keep on doing that. However, one of the things I'm running from is all the jobs I've had. I've done them primarily to make money. I've enjoyed them on some level, but I've never really believed in them. I've never really felt they're really serving any purpose that I really care for, that I really want to put my energies into. They strike me as bullshit on so many levels that right now I am the experiment I'm conducting in my life. It's one thing I'm running away from is jobs with minimal meaning. Right now, I mentioned, conducting an experiment with my life. Well, right now I am intentionally and indefinitely homeless. Other people have done that, lived free and unattached in various ways. I've never done this before, so for me it feels like a bold step, and I've come to the conclusion increasingly in my life that if I to really transform the dominant culture and to actually create a better world where there is more authentic meaning and higher purpose to serve, and less of the bullshit and illness of contemporary society, and I'm never able to communicate 100% of what I want to communicate in these videos. But if the real changes in the world that I want to see happen are to actually happen, it's going to require an individual life, not just small changes. Just recycling isn't enough. Even giving up meat and cheese, as admirable and important as that is, at least in my opinion. Even that's not enough. I don't know, and there are no clear answers. This is a community discussion. Lots of people are asking these questions, and no one has the definite final set of answers. We're all figuring this out together, and what works for one person might not work for another person. But anyway, at least I really think it really is important for each individual to ask, okay, how can I, if it serves some value I believe in to completely, radically, drastically change my life, if I can, then what can I possibly do? Well, right now I'm trying to be homeless. I think some days will be tough, especially since I'm just figuring this out, since I've never done this before. I think ultimately it's going to be satisfying. Ultimately I'll learn a lot, and the freedom, frankly, is kind of intoxicating. So, different kinds of freedom. Having money is one kind of freedom. Being unattached is another kind of freedom. Okay, so right now, where am I right now? Right now I am in northeastern Tennessee. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Rainbow Gathering a little bit because right now this is the site of the 2012 Rainbow Gathering Nationals here in northeastern Tennessee. It's pretty much wrapped up. Most of the people have left already. Some people are lingering still, but cleanup's begun. That's going to last maybe a month or so. I'm leaving today or tomorrow on a bus with 20 or so other hippie folk, and we're going to go to Washington, D.C. for some kind of a protest involving a big circle of people holding hands, directing a prayer at the White House. A lot of people aren't going to take that kind of thing seriously. To me, that's just holding hands and directing a prayer is a statement of the most profound magnitude. I take it very seriously. It's like it's just an expression of a place psychologically and spiritually where if everyone could find a similar place, the world would be transformed. There's a ladybug on my knee. Yeah, the ways in the forest here, electronic surveillance of rainbow gatherings is discouraged without asking people's permission. So this is just a simple vlog. So I'm not intent on documenting any of the rainbow gathering, but I am here to plug it a little bit. If you're the rainbow gathering, okay, it's not safe in the world, but it is something which needs to happen. Okay, if you're questioning on any level the meaning you find in the dominant culture, okay, if you're searching for more authentic meaning or experience or a stronger connection to community in your life, and you've never been to a rainbow gathering, just go to a rainbow gathering. It's possibly the best thing. Yeah, like if you have like a bunch of people, I mean, there's too much about a gathering. If I were to really try to communicate everything about that I would want to say about it, it would take an hour at least. Okay, I have like 15 minutes in this video. I want to keep it down that short. But if you try to imagine it's like if you have like say 50 people all in a big group hug, and they're all in a big group hug, and they ohm together, and they ohm 3 or 4 times in this group hug. Just and after like several days of really amazing conversations and interactions, and just being in a forest and meeting people who are so open in their minds and their hearts. I mean, that kind of a group hug prayer thing, it's magical. It's like something is happening. You can't. I believe the conscious mind cannot quite comprehend what happens at a time like that, but it's fucking magical. There's many other magical things. You meet someone you barely know, and you say hello, and then suddenly he gives you a hug, and you're in a hug, and you hug for 2 minutes, and you synchronize your breathing with this person individually you barely know, but you're hugging and you're synchronizing your breathing, and that's magical too. And there's many magical moments. It's just like the experience of connection to my fellow human beings, like finding that rainbow goes so far beyond what I find in the city, that it just makes and just the idealism and authentic emotion and joy and sincerity and love and passion that's brought out at a rainbow gathering just by the circumstances is like so intense that it makes mainstream society, the rest of the world, look fucking half-baked. Honestly, it's like it really looks makes the majority of the other world look crazy, and it really just like you realize just how much bullshit there is in the world, how much bullshit and ignorance is running this world, is running the corporations and the governments, making the decisions, destroying the earth, oppressing lives, and just making things a whole fuck of a lot worse than it needs to be. But you really, you need to open up your heart and your mind and connect with other human beings in certain ways for those kinds of understandings to occur. At least that's my conclusion. That's my idea. And of course, I mean, you come here, there's limit. You can criticize it, like for example, this is the end of the gathering. People are hauling bags of trash to the main road. There's an ungodly amount of trash. Is it more or less trash than a city of the same size, maybe 20,000 people or 15,000 people would produce in a week? I don't know. I mean, and I would appreciate. I mean, if people here were really, if they're saints, then I think there'd be more effort put in, more deliberate effort put into recycling. Even though there is some trash sorting going on. It's called garbage yoga. So it's like, I mean, all that big pile. I was looking at that big pile of trash the other day, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. This shows that, all this rainbow culture, as amazing as it is, as much as it transcends, the dominant culture and highlights the bullshit of occurring in the world at large, and as powerful and as profound it is, and as much as like the most, just like these, like, as much as the higher spiritual callings and the impulses are shaping this shared experience among many people, there's still this big pile of trash here. It shows just, how much we're shaped and how by the world at large, just how inseparable we are from the world which we are trying to change. And it also is my belief that it were not for science and industrialization, the spiritual glories and lofty idealism of rainbow culture wouldn't even exist, so there's lots of discussions to be had, but, and there's some superficial aspects here, some people just come here to party, some people just come here just to hook up with, with a girl or guy and get laid, and there's plenty of, not that many drugs around, but, plenty of people who just want to get high, and so, it's part of the idealism of rainbow to be radically inclusive, so we cannot exclude those people, otherwise we'd compromise our principles. So, and the thing is, anything human beings do is going to have some superficial aspects. That does not deter me. The actual emotion that, the really, the higher levels of awareness, the higher levels of emotional and spiritual understanding, and the connection higher, and the connection to the earth that to nature that occurs at the gathering is it's the spiritual side of rainbow is very strong, and it's my emphatic opinion that completely outshines all the limitations of what it occurs. And yeah, it's not sustainable. Our food comes in from the outside, but as I said, I think in this video already, whatever it is, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. And but to come here, you gotta leave your ego outside the entrance to the forest. Leave it in the car. If you don't leave your ego behind, you will not be able to get over yourself and to experience the love, the connection, the love which occurs here. One thing is interesting, there's the commitment to love at a rainbow gathering is it's if you're skeptical of love, come to a rainbow gathering, all right? It should cure you of some of that bullshit that makes you skeptical. But I think of this something to highlight. Okay, I want to. There's some rainbow folk who are in the nearby town getting supplies, and they're saying I love you" to some of the locals. That's something I hear all the time at the gathering. Everyone's saying it to each other, and the first day it might feel awkward, at least it did for me, but by day 2 it was the most real and sincere thing. But then those people in town, with the rainbow folk saying I love you, they call the police. I'm thinking, I don't know exactly how that panned out. I didn't hear the rest of the story, but I'm thinking, holy fucking shit, if that is not strong evidence of mental disease, of something wrong psychologically inside of a person, that they hear the words I love you, and they feel threatened. They feel threatened and they call the police? That's not a sign of mental disease? Is that not seriously fucked up? And people don't question that kind of thing, and it's like anyway, you think about it. You come to your own opinions on that. And then I don't know, geez, I wasn't it was a B or something, shit. Alright. Alright.